Blayne.
Welcome to Penny Lane Trades. I'm here. My name is Blayne, but I go by Penny Lane, and I'm with my co-host, Justin.
Goes by Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. So Justin and I are the host of the Penny Lane podcast, which we started. We're about 2 months into the podcast, and we started the podcast because he's my brother-in-law. And we used to go on vacations and just have a couple of drinks and start talking about stocks. And my husband, his wife were like, this is so annoying. We don't know what you're talking about. But we found it very funny. So we decided to turn that into a podcast. And we've invited my sister and my husband to come on the podcast as well as just sort of like commentators, I guess, on the stuff we're saying about stocks. Justin and I are both COVID traders, but Justin has a little bit longer of a history than I do, but we would love you to listen to the podcast. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. And it's just sort of a funny take on the market and specifically for newer traders.
Yes. Are you learning anything, Blayne, as we go?
Every week.
Okay, good.
Every trade, every moment.
Do you think people should learn from us or learn from the very smart guests that we have on?
The people we interview are significantly smarter than us.
100%.
Yeah.
That 1,000%.
There's a chance that we have reached our limit of stock market knowledge. So it is like drinking from the water hose. We're learning stuff every week, but it's a lot to learn.
It sure is. Are you putting into practice anything that you've learned from our guests so far?
Oh my goodness. I really loved our episode with Singles and Doubles. It's at Singles and Doubles on Twitter. If you want to follow him, he's such a smart person. And I have started trading around the quarter dollars, and it has made a massive difference in my trading. He told us that he will trade at like $1, $1.25, $1.50, $1.75, $2, and he'll scale in and out on those areas. And I've been doing that, as I'll talk about later, with my baby CCL. I've been trading on the 50-cent mark, and it is amazing. It really changed my trading. So I appreciate that. And we will have an interview later on with my friend Gusto from Twitter. And I've heard him talk about how much he's learned from the podcast and how much his trading is improved, specifically the Squeezy episode on Twitter. It's at Squeezy, and he trades options. So I'm very excited for that interview and for you guys to hear about his journey.
Perfect. So in sum, don't learn from us, learn from the guests.
Right.
Perfect.
Right. We basically just make jokes and talk about our favorite stocks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And which bags we're holding that week.
Well, as you know from the podcast, I've implemented bag holding into my strategy, and I've gotten a lot better.
You know, no one has advised us to bag hold on the podcast thus far. But
no.
I would like to remind all of our guests that you actually have not lost a trade until you close it.
So I've learned.
Still stands.
Right. Our most recent interview with ESQ Trading, has been phenomenal at growing her account very, very quickly. And she says that she adds trades right on resistance, basically like when she would cut a trade. And if she's not green in the first 2 minutes, she cuts it.
Interesting.
It's an amazing strategy, but I'm a cash account below PDT, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
As well.
Is she a long trader or is she an options trader?
She trades shares and she goes long.
Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. So there's our plug for the podcast, right?
Yes. So please go back through the archives, listen to the trader interviews, the ones that are released on Monday with just me and Justin and our spouses. Listen to if you have time. I would say it's a must listen.
Is that a while you're falling asleep deal?
Right.
Long car ride.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, all right. So there's our plug for the podcast. And then I thought we could get into a couple charts.
Boom.
So if you've listened to the pod at all, you know that I'm big on cruise stocks and reopening stocks. And I don't want to brag, but I am going to brag for just a second about how well those stocks have done since we started talking about them. So, Mitch, if you could bring up the CCL chart, the 20-day, 1-hour chart. Okay, perfect. So CCL is my favorite stock of all time. And I love this trajectory we're going on. Last week, Royal Caribbean got clearance from the CDC to start cruising again. And that's what we've been waiting for. Because why, Justin?
People love to cruise.
People love to cruise. That's
Love
a whole thesis. As soon as they open these cruise ships, people are flooding them. They want to get at the buffet. They want the unlimited drinks. They want to do the surfing thing in the saltwater pool. They want to go to the shows every night. People are jonesing for a cruise.
Jonesing.
So
I would ask anybody out there to prove that hypothesis wrong, that people love to cruise.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. And I've never been on a cruise, but I know people love it.
People love it.
Yes.
People love it. I mean, so as you know, I'm a big Georgia football fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that cruise people are as passionate about cruising as dogs fans are about the dogs. And that's like the zenith of fandom that I know about. Well, maybe Alabama, maybe a little Roll Tide, whatever.
Yeah, same thing. Whatever. SEC football in general.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So we've been talking about CCL for about 2 months now. And as you can see, it's traded right in between the channel. We finally broke over 30. We got over 30.5 today. And the way I've been trading that, as I said, singles and doubles taught me, is I'm just adding or taking away at the $0.50. So at this point, CCL could pay for us all to go on a nice cruise, which, would do.
Presidential suite, perhaps?
No.
Okay. All right.
The entry level suite. But, as soon as CCL gets the news that they can start cruising again, I think we're going to 40.
Is there any particular reason why Royal did and Carnival did not?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I think it's just a matter of time.
Sure. And with that news, did we hear when they were planning to reopen? Because I hate to remind you, but it's June 1st, which means summer is here.
I feel it's within the next month. They've got maybe 3 boats going out. I'm not totally sure. But since we're talking about Royal Caribbean, could we bring up that chart, please? Oh, my goodness. I mean, a beautiful, very similar chart, right? It's a reopening play. People love to cruise. This is a very, very tradable stock. And it also broke out of that upper resistance recently. You can see there right at the end. So it's a great call. Great stock to trade.
I am currently using Benzinga Pro, and it looks like we were up about 3.5% today.
I would absolutely recommend that everyone sign up for Benzinga Pro to get the latest news and charts.
Good plug. Good plug. So RCL's at 96.50 after hours, 96.25. Do you think you're going to try to jump in and maybe play those $0.25, $0.50, dollar numbers?
So
I've been
trading RCL options.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, CCL shares, RCL options, because it's a little bit more of an expensive stock, which, I like to play options when it's more expensive. So
sure. Well, that's because it wouldn't be categorized as perhaps a penny.
There you go. Also, I do want to say cruises are not going to go up forever. Like as soon as they get these boats back in the water, there'll be an E. coli outbreak, an engine will blow up. Something is going to go wrong. So don't just put your money in there and expect all the time it's going up. I'm just saying the anticipation of getting back on the boat. That's what we're playing here.
Which is one of your favorite sayings, which is?
Buy the rumor, sell the news.
Boom. Love that. I think we're going to talk a lot more about that during the rest of this episode. I have a lot to say about buy the rumor, sell the news. But in this instance, you are buying the rumor that the rest of the cruise lines will then see approval. And then once they target dates, then we're kind of just going to ease right into those boats departing port. Nope.
I believe I will be selling when the first cruise ship with passengers takes off.
Follow-up question, will you be on the first cruise ship with passengers?
No, I don't particularly like to cruise.
Got it. Okay.
Just being fully honest. You can't get off. There's like germs.
Yeah.
It's not for me, but it is for a lot of people.
A lot of people. And germs were one of the biggest issues last March with cruises. Some would say. That's
how we got here.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and then my last reopening stock is Six, S-I-X. Justin, what is Six?
It is an incredible amusement park that goes by the name of Six Flags Entertainment.
Locally, Six Flags over Georgia.
Correct.
So, Six Flags is not popular during winter. Nope. We've had COVID, we've had winter, the park is shut down. Well, it's opening back up. COVID restrictions here in Georgia are just gone. So I played some calls on Six. Well, I bought them on Friday, sold them today.
Okay.
I think it's breaking out of this downtrend. I am very, very, I see that right there. It's breaking out. Thank you, Mitch. I love Six. I don't know how the buy the rumor, sell the news works on this because Six Flags is back open, but I would think that they would have a huge revenue increase next time they report revenue, right? Because they went from like 0 to hero.
Now, I will remind you, looking at this, that to start the year, Six Flags was trading around the $33 range. So we're up pretty good from there. You still feel good that it's going to be a blowout summer.
On this one in particular, like the chart.
Got it. You like the chart.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, will you be putting your dollars towards admission tickets this summer?
Well, I like to support all my businesses.
Right. Exactly.
BBW, Six Flags.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I get over PDT with CCL, I'm going on a cruise.
Okay. Will you cruise to the nearest Six Flags?
Probably so. I would prefer you cruise over here, get my kids and take them to Six Flags and I'll pay for it, but we'll see.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. All right. Perhaps we can document that trip and test the theory that our ticket price dollar revenue will single-handedly increase the stock price.
Look at that chart.
Looks good.
It's so good.
You don't see that it has a little bit of room to retrace down to that? No? You think it's going up?
I think it's going up.
Okay. We'll revisit that one. What do you think? Every week for the rest of the summer?
I would assume so.
If I had to guess.
Once I get on something, I don't get off it.
True. If I had to guess, we'll be talking about that one again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Let's bring on Devin.
Boom.
Devin! Hi!
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you so excited to see what Justin looks like?
Yes.
Face reveal.
What a letdown.
So how are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry. I know you're going to ask how I got into trading. I mean, pretty much I work and trade at the same time. And we coordinated this, and I was supposed to get off early. And ended up,
don't worry about it.
it was a mess.
You're right on time. Thank you for coming. We all work and trade, so we totally understand that. I would love to ask you how you got into trading and when that started.
Well, I mean, everybody starts on Robinhood. So I remember I opened a Robinhood account back in February of 2020. I remember I had a free Ford stock and it sat there for a year. Actively trading, post GME squeeze back January 29th. That was when I have a SoFi account, and I use that for their automated investing for their Roth IRA. But after the entire GME thing, I decided, well, I might want to give this a shot. So I threw some money into the Robinhood account, and just off we went.
Off to the races.
How'd you do on that Ford stock?
Yes.
How'd it go? Did you keep it? Did you sell it?
I can't remember exactly. Oh, I sold it. Once I finally got active, I sold it. I mean, it died, during COVID, and it fought its way back up. But once I actually got active on Robinhood, I got rid of it.
Isn't Ford like around $5 or something? Like, it's a massive car company.
It was last year. I think Ford is at between like the 14 and 15 range.
Okay.
GM is in the 50s. I mean, obviously, I don't know what Chrysler is. I know when Fiat bought them, they went a different direction. But yeah, Ford's been 13 to 15 range over the past couple of months. But they had a nice breakout actually last week. We had.
I want one of those Broncos, one of those new Broncos. I'm dying for one.
Yes.
All right, so you sold your Ford, you got in during the GME craze, and then what was your first big play?
My first big play was SOS. I knew nothing about crypto. I knew nothing about miners. I wasn't really big into Bitcoin. SOS was just on the top gainers list for the day on Robinhood. So I was like, okay, I'll buy it. And it was that first lucky trade you make. I bought in at like $9 a share, and it ran all the way up to 14 and took my winnings. And I'm like, oh, this is easy. So yeah, we'll see what's next.
All right. So started off great. And then what happened?
I would say, I kept doing the whole thing about, I'd buy stock one day, sell it the next day. I'm always looking at the top gainers list on Robinhood, watching YouTube videos, reading articles on Google about trading, and I'm trying to absorb all this information at one time and try to find a strategy. But ultimately, my strategy was just throwing, anything at the wall to see what would stick.
For sure.
And then I finally started discovering actual small cap stocks through Reddit. There was a subreddit called Robinhood Penny Stocks, and they were really big into the biotech plays. So I started learning about those and started playing those. I think the ticker, it was either PTE or PLX was the first real one that I got into. And then literally a few days after I got into it, an offering dropped. I didn't know what an offering was. And by the time I went to go look it up, I was down 35%. So I'm like, well, okay, I'll hold it. It's going to go back up. And it just kept going down and going down. I can't remember what ticker it was. I know I got out PLX and actually jumped back into it a few weeks ago and did a quick swing on it for phase 2 data. And then same thing with PTE. They were presented at a conference. But no, it never went back up. When I was in it at that time, it never went back up to where I bought it at. And then ultimately, I ended up sinking all my money into it. And then it got to the point, okay, I got to cut it. And this is when I found out about bag holding. Didn't know what it was until it happened.
So you're not a fan.
Talking to a professional bag holder right here.
That's right.
Yep. Justin's still in Nokia.
Still in it.
Still in it. He had a deadline of the end of May.
Fine.
We're not out.
Sometimes you can convince yourself that it's actually a good long-term investment.
Because they're putting 5G on the moon.
Yes,
that's true.
That's a fact.
That's true.
Yeah. So
God, it kills me.
So Devin, the next time you hold a bag, ask yourself, could you talk yourself into this company being a good long-term investment? And if so, maybe wait it out.
Hopefully that doesn't happen because
I hope it doesn't.
Completely changed.
I hope it doesn't.
Point.
All right, so Devin, can you tell us like where you went up, you came down, and then did you do the break even for a while, or did you immediately find a strategy to implement?
I did the break even for a while. I just got into, I discovered FinTwit. StockTwits was out there, but I never really got into it. I started an account, but never actually delved into it. But discovered FinTwit, discovered, the big Discord groups, followed some people, started, following some of their calls and their plays.
Found Benzinga.
It worked for a little while, but Benzinga is great.
Benzinga is great.
Didn't even have to plant that seed.
No.
I use it on a daily basis.
See?
I definitely did. But yeah, I got into some Discords, started taking calls. Everybody usually does the call thing, but eventually it got to the point where I had to become self-sufficient and really learn this and really get a strategy down. So I kind of got back to a point where I was about break even from that first bag I was holding. And then I finally discovered, I don't know if we can throw names out on here, but
you can throw names.
Mullins Trading Academy. So you already know. Discovered MTA. Started following a lot of guys in there. By this time, I started with $500 and to trade with. Me and my wife both put money together into this account. I was able to make that back, fortunately, before she took me out of the game. So, we had discovered MTA. A lot of great people, Mullins, and a host of great people, and also our boy Squeezy. I found him on Twitter.
Squeezy. Yep.
Yes. Found him on Twitter and found out, he likes to trade options. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not holding overnight. News isn't going to kill me. All the things that happen when you swing trade, especially with small cap stocks, it wasn't really a big deal. And then about 5 weeks ago on a Lotto Friday play, he called out Chewy. And
his favorite stock.
60%. Yeah.
He loves Chewy.
But yeah, I talked to him on DMs on Twitter, and he explained to me his strategy and everything. And I played Chewy the next day because it was, I know the company. We use Chewy for my dog. So, this is cool. And literally from the time the market opened until about 9:43, I was up 60%. Sold it, and I was okay. I'm sticking with options. And that's when my strategy finally started to develop. This is what I want to trade. If I want to be able to day trade and I'm still under PDT, I'm not holding overnight. I'm like, this is the way to go. And also it taught me how to chart and, all those things.
I'd love to point out, just because I didn't know this, if you have a cash account and you're trading options, the money settles the next day. If you're trading shares, it takes 2 days. So I was very surprised to learn that. So I'd love all our viewers to know that as well.
Stock tip.
Yeah, that is true.
How was your May, Devin?
Did you learn how to chart from Squeezy, or did you learn how to chart in MTA?
Squeezy showed me a nice bit of it, but actually MTA was the biggest catalyst to it. I heard, I talked to Squeezy, on the Penny Lane podcast. Happy Gilmore was on there, and that's the guy that I really linked up with in MTA. He showed me support, he showed me resistance, trigger levels, price targets, based off of other support and resistance areas. MTA was the catalyst for all that.
People have called Happy a prodigy, and I don't know if they're wrong.
He's a Mozart.
It's really amazing.
He is.
He's helped me so much.
I see him during the day while I'm working, and he's just throwing stuff out. What was it? Roblox I think it was last week. RBLX. And I'm at a job, and yeah, I'm just scrolling through the chat, joking around with everybody, and then he says just randomly, "I hope somebody took RBLX and then post a chart." And I'm like, dude, really? Like, where does this come from? And then I hope somebody took P-Time. I hope somebody took AMC. And it's every day.
I know.
He's solid. He knows his stuff.
He's such an asset. I've learned so much from him, and he's so helpful. So big fan of Happy Gilmore.
Hey, Devin, are you working a job where you are sometimes in an office setting, or are you working from home?
I am actually a truck driver. So when COVID hit, I mean, I worked through all of that. At that time, I was doing a roll-off for a waste company here where I live, and then transitioned back to ready-mix concrete where I started at. So I'm driving a truck all day while I'm trading. Now, I'm not literally driving all day. I'd say 30% of the day is driving, 30% is at a job, and then the other 40% I'm just sitting idle, and that's my trade time.
Oh, I was going to say you're a mobile trader, some may say.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Everything on my phone. Yeah.
On the Squeezy interview on the podcast, he said that his trading turned around when he started trading on a desktop.
Mm-hmm.
And then I made a public pledge that I was going to start trading on a desktop. I made one trade on Webull, and then I went back to the phone. I don't know. I still want to do it. Like, I love Squeezy, and I'm sure that would help me, but I like the phone. I also move around a lot during the day. I can't just sit in front of a computer. But I made the commitment, so we'll follow up with that.
Yeah, I think the benefit to trading on a computer is just execution speed. I mean, you can go through things a lot faster with a mouse and a keyboard, but once you master mobile, then you're good. I think you're good either way.
And this week you switched to Thinkorswim, my favorite. You hate it because you don't think it's pretty. I love it.
Yeah, I opened an account on there. I'm probably going to start using it for the MTA challenge. I pulled a nice chunk of the money out of my Webull account so I could start fresh for the challenge. And then as long as my wife is okay with it, I'll put it on Thinkorswim. But I always say it looks like Windows 95 on mobile. And I mean, Webull's mobile app is just beautiful compared to Thinkorswim. Now, Thinkorswim desktop is amazing. If I was trading from home, then I'd be Thinkorswim all day. But I'm going to give it a shot. I'll do it.
All right. I actually have done a little DD on our challenge. If those of you who have listened to the podcast know that Justin and I were originally in the Squeezy challenge, and then we got hit with the bad market. Well, now I'm in a new challenge with Devin and Callum, who was recently on the Penny Lane podcast, and it's the 1% a day challenge. And it's not too late to join. If you're watching the show and you want to join the challenge, go to Mullins Momentum on Twitter, and in the link in his bio will get you into the Mullins Trading Academy, and then you can find Callum's 1% a day challenge. And it started today. I hit my goal. Did you hit your goal?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Snaps for everybody.
So here's some DD. If you start the 1% a day challenge in 1 year of the market, you start the challenge with $1,000 in 1 year. So that's 252 trading days. You would have,
Roll.
Wait. Shoot, we're gonna have to cut this out.
Well, I was just gonna ask.
No, I've got it. Okay, you start with $1,000. You trade 256 days. At the end of the year, oh my gosh, that's not right either.
You got to use a compound calculator.
Here it is. Finally, I'm sorry. Okay, he sent me two different ones. He sent me 1 year and 2 year. So at the end of the first year, you would have $12,396 starting from $1,000. Then you keep that 1% challenge going. And at the end of the second year, you have $1,905,121. So you start with $1,000, and in 2 years, you can have over $1 million.
I have a question.
Tell me.
1% a day, not 1% a trade, right? So you can start a day and you can have a couple bad trades to start the morning, and then you can end that day 1% up. And since we're going off of numbers, obviously that would work from a number standpoint. But if you want to play the game the right way with MTA, just to be clear, it's per day, not per trade, right?
Per day. Yes. And what I loved about the challenge today is I hit my 1% at 1:00, and then I just closed out all my trades. So like looking back, I could have made more than 1%, but I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to go below my 1%. And I was talking to Callum about it, and he was like, I think that really helps with discipline. And I was done trading at 1 and could just go on with throughout my day. And usually I'm like, I need to make as much money as possible while the market's open. It was very freeing.
Blayne and Devin, do you guys have the same strategy for this 1%, or is it to each their own?
Probably not, because you're doing options, right?
Yes.
I'm in a day trade. 1%. What?
Yes.
What'd you say?
I said I'm happy with 1%, honestly.
So. Yeah.
Right. Oh, I'm happy too. I have 3 different accounts. I have one options account where I also buy my crypto. Then I have a day trading account, and then I have a swing account. And I'm doing the 1% a day in my day trading account. You know, day trading is the thing I'm worst at, but I like the most. Isn't that always the way?
Devin, do you like Doge?
Make or break it time, Devin.
I was on the Doge train back in January.
Okay.
I was on the Doge train at 5 cents.
Doge train.
Doge got some great news today. Did you see that Coinbase news?
Oh, yeah. On Coinbase Pro. They're offering it on there now. Yes. I didn't see that. But then in the chat, I said, all right, short Coinbase. Because I just didn't like the way they handled their direct listing. So I have a vendetta against Coin, but good luck to them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we're impartial, but not Devin.
Right. I don't care about Coinbase one way or the other. I do care about Doge. It's my little baby. I got my CCL big baby. Doge is my little baby.
To the moon.
Thank you.
To the moon.
To the moon.
Blayne, I think there's one thing I failed to mention as far as news and a news catalyst with Doge.
Okay.
I don't know where you're from, Devin. Blayne, I don't think you're aware of the intense battle between the gas station chains of Sheetz versus Wawa. It's a bit of a northeastern, mid-Atlantic kind of deal.
I know what Wawa is.
Okay. You don't know what Sheetz is.
No,
yeah, I know what Wawa is.
My time on fish tour, if you were hungry and hot, hit the Wawa in the Northeast. Yeah.
Well, you may change your vote to Sheetz based on the information that they are going to start accepting crypto at the pump, including Dogecoin.
I don't understand that. Like, how does one get it out of your little wallet into the gas pump? Like, I don't understand. I'm
PayPal
sure I will.
And PayPal and Apple Wallet, I believe, but that's TBD maybe.
It seems a little bit too much for me. I also only like to trade crypto. I'm not really into owning the crypto as much or spending.
Yeah.
Next year, I might be paying for everything in Doge. So who knows?
You could buy a Tesla with Doge. Is that on your agenda for 2021, Devin?
I want to buy a house first. That's
perhaps
at
crypto.
the top of the list, and then after that, maybe a Tesla. I'd love to buy a car with crypto. Oh, buy a house with crypto?
Maybe.
So, Devin, you're the I would say that you're the MTA hype man. Ooh. And you're taking that job very seriously. Can you just tell me a little bit about how you've taken that role on and what it means to you?
I mean, I've always been like the positive guy to try to get everybody hyped up. I really don't I've gone through enough of my life to where, little things are going to really pull me down. So, and this, I look at it, you got to look at trading like a game, and you got to have fun with it. Even if you have a losing trade every once in a while, you still got to have fun. And all the people in MTA have been so embracing to me, and they make me feel like I can actually have fun with this. So if that's the one thing, that I can do for the community, I'm going to do it.
How good does it make you feel when Brad personally says like, oh, nice trade? Because I'm like, I'll always trade good if you're going to keep telling me I'm trading good.
We may have lost Devin. So when he's there.
Got you.
Yeah, Blayne, you dropped out too. And I just saw Justin. So okay, we're good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you hear my question?
To answer your question, he's the big guy. Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, he's the big guy. He started the whole thing. So, I hit a 350% on AMC last week, and Happy called it out, and it made my day when Brad, gave me some dap for it. It was nice. So.
Brad's the best. So happy to hang out with him every day.
Blayne, so as a hype man, is it mostly commentary, or do you think that you could get into the meme game for hyping people up?
Oh, he's in the meme game. He's got some sick memes.
I'm a GIF guy, or as Happy likes to say, GIF.
GIF, meme. Aren't they all sort of similar?
Yeah, GIF is just a video version of a meme, pretty much. But yeah, he always tells me, he's like, you have a gift for everything. I'm like, yes, I do.
Totally.
I could pop in chat, see the first sentence I see, I can think of something to post and leave and, exit the chat, go about my day. So that's part of the job.
You want to bring this back around, Blayne, and see, Devin, what's your plan for the rest of the summer? If you're new to trading, most people don't trade during the summers. Blayne talked about this, that you go away in May, and then you come back after the summer months, low volume, not a lot going on. Do you have plans yet? Do you think you're going to be full court press this summer, or are you going to maybe hang out on the beach?
I think I'm going to be full court press. It's kind of weird because, I've heard the whole thing about, may go away, and come back, fund managers and, they all, go away for vacation in the summertime and whatnot. But after, January and everything that happened and, part of February, everything's been so beaten down. I'm like, I think honestly, everything is going to get hot again. I'm still new, so, I can't say that for sure, but, based on all of the analysis that I've seen, from some people I really trust, I think it'll be a hot summer. But I plan to stay with options. So
hit it, Blayne.
You know what that means? Hashtag small cap summer.
Small cap summer.
I'm totally calling it hashtag small cap summer.
We're gonna need a meme from Devin on small cap summer.
Small cap summer.
Oh, I got you. I'll come up with it.
There it is. Justin, are you looking for a small cap summer? Or are you going to try to get on a beach somewhere and day drink?
No, I'm going to get on a beach and day trade.
There it is. There it is. You just come up with that?
Yeah.
Actually, you owe me a trip to the beach. Maybe we could both day drink and day trade. Small cap summer.
Never trade while drinking.
Well,
unless it's crypto at midnight on Friday, which is when you see all of that. I think that's the crux of why it swings so much on the weekends, is that people are a little drinky and they start opening up their crypto wallets and making changes.
Justin.
Yes.
Did you hear the news on Doge?
I sure did. It came out. Well, there was new news recently this afternoon. Would you like to update me to make sure I know it's the right one?
It's actually yesterday. This is pre-recorded. Just ignore that part. But on Tuesday, big news for Doge came out.
Yes.
Yes, which is it's now being accepted on Coinbase. You can buy and sell Doge on Coinbase. And you know what that means for me? I'm back in.
Yes. So this is a spot on the definition of buy the rumor, sell the news. We'll see what happens though, since we're in the middle of the news.
Right.
This was announced a couple weeks ago that eventually Coinbase would be approving Dogecoin transactions. So, but right now you can transfer Doge into Coinbase Pro, but you currently cannot buy and sell it until June 3rd.
Okay.
So that gives you 2 more full days of perhaps the rumor, perhaps the news. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, rumor layered on top of rumor.
Yeah.
You know, Doge likes to build up to these days. We had 420 as a day. We had Elon Musk on SNL as a day. The next big Doge day is June 9th, which I don't know if you can say this on TV, but the date is 6 being for June, and then the 9th, which is 6/9.
Got it. Which really is just June 9th.
June 9th. It's a similar play on a date like 420, I would say, but that's the next big, like, sell the news situation. So I would love to play this run up until June 8th.
I was looking at the price currently at 33 cents, 33.8, so about 34 cents. I was looking at a chart, and also it feels like there's some people out there who think that the 33-cent area is perhaps support.
Support? I think it is support. It's been trading around 33 cents for a while. It seems to have pretty strong support there.
Got it. So with a lot of volume, perhaps moving into Coinbase, June 3rd could be a big day. What are you doing?
What?
What are you going to do?
With Doge?
Yeah, between now and June 3rd, and then on June 3rd with Coinbase. Whether or not you're a Coinbase user or not is
I'm not. But what do I care? I'd love to ride Doge back up to about 0.5, maybe 0.55. That'd be a nice little range there for me. And I think it can get there. It certainly has been there before. So that's my target for it.
So on the non-optimistic side, I think you have to know that the next support level is down. 26, 25, 27 in that range. You have to be really particular with these numbers because they go out to 4 decimals. I don't have the capacity to figure out exactly what that price is, but I feel like you can, a 1 to 3 cent range feels good for me.
Sure.
Yeah. But
just looking at this chart, I think we're headed back up.
Okay. It's going to be a lot of volume any way you slice it over the next couple days.
Oh, is that the most recent chart? That looks, see?
Yeah.
There we go.
33.
Yeah. You might even call it a reversal. I'm not 100% clear on what a reversal is, but that looks like a reversal.
So looking at that, do you expect to continue to trade in and out?
I'm not sure. I got to feel it out. I got to see if this momentum continues. There's going to be a big push, right? Because there's a lot of bag holders on Doge from the SNL pump, right? So there's going to be probably a lot of volume coming in of people averaging down, I would think.
Interesting. And what was the price entry for the people during that SNL?
I think it got up to like 0.76. I can't see on that chart, but
yeah, that's high. Okay.
Yeah.
That feels problematic. Was now a good time to explain that I don't trade any crypto?
Your strategy is odd.
I don't dabble in the crypto.
No, there's a lot of people who want Doge to go to $1. Those people are #Doge Army. I'm here for it. So I think as soon as we get that momentum back up, we're going. Maybe not to $1, but back up.
I think it's been 3 months, but I heard the Cubes, short for Mark Cuban, said that it was going to $1. Or he felt like if enough people continued to support it and the current supporters were as active as they were supporting it, through social media that he thought it could get there. I have no idea, but he is certainly smarter than I am.
Right. He's smarter than me, so I'll take his word for it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's in it or not. I have no idea. It was a long time ago, but when the Cube speaks, I like to listen.
I mean, he's on Shark Tank.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move right along to our high and low of last week with trading. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, because I only have a low.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start with my low and then go to my high.
So we'll sandwich a high in the middle and we'll end with some more losses.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So what I've learned, my biggest lesson in the last 2 months is that I cannot FOMO trades. I also cannot copy other people's calls. And I used to do that every day. That was my first big thing when I started trading. I would just look on Twitter, see people's calls, follow them, lose money. And I just did it over and over and over. And in the last 2 months, I've made a huge commitment to myself that I'm not going to do that anymore. But last week, I got into a ticker called BBIG that it was both FOMO and other people were calling it. And so many people were calling it. I was like, I don't want to miss the boat on this one. So got into the stock and news came out and the stock fell. And then I was so upset with myself for FOMOing and copying that I sold it for a loss. It was my only red trade last week, which is actually kind of amazing. But I sold it for a loss just because I was disappointed with myself. And of course, it rebounded this morning and I would have been fine if I'd held it. But I just got like too much in my head about the whole thing.
So this is right up your alley. This is a penny. It's a small cap stock. $88 million market cap, trades about on average. No, 10 million shares today on average, about 4.5 million a day. This is right up your alley.
Yeah. I've just been doing better recently when I make my own plays. And this was, see that red candle right in the middle? I got caught in that.
Sure.
Yep.
So had you ever heard of this before someone brought this to your attention?
No, I just copied a call.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty disappointed with myself about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still lingering. You're still out. Do you think you'll play it again?
Actually, I played it again today, and I had like a small gain on it, but I think it's a swing, actually, not a day trade. So, I mean, you can see the chart. It's a swing.
Yeah, without a doubt. We did talk to some folks about this, and it's kind of like you don't have to take someone's call per se, but you know that if there's chatter out there, I mean, if you just take a look at the volume yourself, you're going to know it's high volume, and you can come up with your own play, even if it's the same ticker. But there, I mean, volume is double on this one, so you know there's a lot going on. That's not always copying someone else's play, except for perhaps entry and exit points. But if you look at it, it's there.
I think there's a difference between organic volume and then volume that's created by Twitter chatter. Mm-hmm. And I trade a lot better with organic volume, which comes from news or earnings beating or something like that.
Or rumors.
And this is just not the kind of trade I wanted to be in. And I just freaked out. So anyway, I've learned from it, but anyway, that was my low. And then my high, which I've already said, is my high is CCL. Like, I'm just so proud of the way I'm trading that and my conviction and how long I've been on it. And I'm just making money with it. It's exactly the way I want to trade. I mean, I know people who traded CCL before me, but that's my baby. Like, I know for a fact that I came up with that play, and I just feel a lot of confidence with it, and I'm proud of it. So
I think you deserve like a gift card, or at the very minimum, a bumper sticker.
CCL?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how a lot of cars have the University of blank state or whatever it is. And it's that long one that goes along the back of the windshield. I think Carnival Cruise Lines would look perfect on the back of your car.
Totally.
Yeah.
This weekend, a lot of Twitter people started getting on CCL. Now, I don't think they listened to the podcast or anything, but
Maybe
the fact that I was in before them, I'm like, excuse me, expert trader.
Yeah, well, it could be a good segue for Devin to see if he is interested in this segment. I know you are. You love weed stocks. No?
Weed stocks.
You love weed stocks? I
love weed stocks.
So my worst play was a swing trade from last week into this week, because if you were to use the Benzinga earnings calendar, you would have known that before the bell today was Canopy Growth, CGC.
Mm-hmm.
And weeds all over the place, up and down. Back in April, we thought 420 was going to be a nice buy the rumor, sell the news.
420 was such a heartbreaker.
No, it was perhaps the price point was baked in, some may say. That was good. That was good. That was good. So last week, hopped in before the end of the week, waiting for earnings today. It's down today. Not that a lot happened, honestly. They missed earnings, and it was down 7% today. However, it was up, 5-6% on Friday from the morning session. So, I'm down a little. I'm not down a ton. I mean, it opened pretty high on Friday, obviously probably looking ahead to earnings. I did a little earnings play, nothing big. It didn't work. That's pretty obvious. But this was another buy the rumor, sell the news. It had a great Friday from where it started, but it ended the day and closed around $26, a bit higher. Now we're at $24.28, right? So they lost some money. However, I would like your opinion. They said during the earnings call, the CEO mentioned that they could be in the U.S. market before the end of the year.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means dispensaries on every corner. I have no idea.
I don't know what that means either, but it certainly is exciting.
Yep.
Also, I've told you 1,000 times not to hold through earnings, but
yeah, it was a swing.
Your own way. I don't hold through earnings if I can help it.
Time and time again throughout this entire Q1 and Q2, well, Q1 from fourth quarter earnings, it's been the same story for every stock. Runs up all the way until earnings, and then it tanks.
Yeah, buy the rumor, sell the news. Guys, would you look at that? It's about time to wrap up the show.
Do we have to?
Devin. Thank you, Justin. Devin, would love to have you back. And I'd like to end by saying #SmallCapSummer.
#SmallCap